What is righteous? I can feel like up the dance and it's dancing from a distance. When I stop sing dance. Greetings, Amanfo, Ghana-fo, Ashefo, any ETF, you know. If you're boy the Rychuhss Messenger way, I represent one more time. And Amanfo today, are they here? Are they here because I want can share my opinion or I want can talk about, you know, the recent debate between Avraham Moshe of CSF and Sofo champion. You know, CSF, Common Sense family members and most Ghanaians already know Avraham Moshe. But if you don't know, Avraham Moshe is the founder and leader of, you know, the biggest anti-religious or free-thinking movement in Ghana and arguably the whole of Africa. And a man for Sofo champion Kamal can talk say, look, he can prove to Avraham Moshe that there are no contradictions in the Bible, or he can defend the contradictions that Avraham has pointed or points out in the Bible. So the plan say they go meet for one TV station called Occasions TV to, you know, discuss or debate. So I'm for basically the topic that they discussed or debated on is the Bible the word of God, you know. So I'm for basically from the beginning Avraham Moshe posed 3 questions because the debate or the topic on they were debating on is the Bible the word of God, and the argument is if the Bible is the word of God, then there should be no mistakes in there. There should be no contradictions in there. If it's the word of God or if it was inspired by God, as you know, apologists or believers or Christians would change their mouth and say, look, if you challenge them, if they say the word or the Bible is from God, and you ask, look, did God write it? Then they will turn and say, oh, it was inspired by God, but written through men. So even if God inspired people to write a book, you know, should it have mistakes? Is the word of God? Because we know say this God knows the future. Is perfect God, you know. He knows today, tomorrow, and the future. God knows everything basically. So if he knows the future, then you know the book should be perfect. But Avraham come out with 3 points. Say first one be, you know, in the book we know say God created Adam and Eve. That's what the book says. And then they had Cain and Abel. But then after Cain killed Abel, you know, he was expelled from the garden that God has set up, and he went somewhere and there he found someone and got married. So the question is, if God created 2 people and they also had 2 children, who did Cain marry? You understand? And if you look at the video, Avraham was, you know, reading from the quotation. In the quotation, God was telling him that, look, I'll mark you so that, you know, when somebody meets you or sees you, they will not kill you. You know, so who are these people who are going to see him and not kill him? You know, because his parents, we're asking, is his parents, will his parents kill him as well? But the main question is, he went somewhere, they talks a nod and got married. It's not written in the book that God created these people as well. You understand? But the book says God created Adam and Eve. They had Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel, and then he's banished from the garden, but he goes somewhere and meets someone and gets married to them. First question. Second question Avraham asked them was about this is a numerical contradiction. You know, it's about the number of, you know, Israelites who ended up in Egypt. You know, from Jacob's descendants who went to Egypt and, you know, ended up there. And for Exodus and Deuteronomy, it says 70. The number was 70, you know. But in the book of Acts, he said the number was 75. So Avraham is saying, look, can you explain or answer this contradiction to me? And for the third question was, can anyone advise God? Because if God is all-knowing and is a perfect God, is everywhere at every time, is the ancients of God, he's been there from the beginning and he's going to be there to the end, and that, who can advise him? But Abraham came out with a Bible quotation or proof in the Bible that shows that God cannot be advised by us humans. And then he came out with another verse or proof or quotation in the Bible that shows that Moses did advise God. So that is a contradiction as well. Abraham had a fourth question, which was, does God test humans or people? At a certain point, James, it said in James, Abraham gave this quotation, James 1 verse 13, the talk says God does not test humans or people. And then in Genesis 22:1, it says God tested Abraham. Deuteronomy 8:1 as well, God tested the people of Israel. So these are the questions or the contradictions Abraham, posed to Sofo champion in the debate.
Where your problems here? My present me and saying, "Did the kind of on me Cain? Na yere no baby o crop no do for why na ebo they to sum yenu Exodus say Jacob man 70, Deuteronomy says 70, New Testament Acts chapter 7 verse 75. And at the chat one, Yankopon a yen tunefo Moses ye tunefo e ma na ye yie nti me and saying onye
Sofo, over to you.
And a month for, to be honest with you, Sofo champion said with the first question about Cain, meeting someone somewhere and marrying them. He is saying that when Adam and Eve had kids, they had twins. Basically, he's saying that Cain was a twin and Abel was a twin. So it means that Cain, when he married his, twin sister or the other twin sister, which is not in the book, but he's saying that he's got a book which this interpretation of, why there were people there in that time. Basically, he tried to defend the contradiction or say, look, it's not a contradiction because this is what that book says. Where the book there too, I say the book there with his father in Poppy where you get the book. Hey, so they come can't debate Avraham and Moshe. Bring all your weapons, all your tools. You left your tools with your father. They talk to her, I say, oh, he's not concerned about the historical aspect of the Bible, but the salvation part. But because for me, I know the Bible is a book of claims, so we need the proof to back, these claims. And the book itself cannot be used as a proof. You need external sources to defend the claims in the Bible. And when it came to the question of the numerical contradiction, he didn't have an answer. He did not have an answer. He was going around reading Bible quotations here and there, and even he is saying that if he continues, it would take a very long time for him to show Avraham or the viewers why that numerical mistake or contradiction is there, but he couldn't even do that. In the end, Avraham had to even help him, by saying, look, this is what I'm saying is 70. This is mentioned here, this is mentioned here, this is mentioned here. And in the end, the Bible is telling us, in the Old Testament, it's telling us 70 people that ended up in Egypt as descendants of Jacob, and New Testament is saying 75. But then he's saying that it's because the Bible does not count women. You see, and this is one of the reasons we criticize the Bible. Say the Bible looks down on women, but if you look in the church, majority of the congregation are women. So why does the Bible look down on them? Secondly, he's saying that this contradiction, numerical contradiction, could be because of oral tradition. It's not reliable. Basically, it's not reliable as a source of information because the information changes along the line. People add their own interpretations and their own biases and prejudice to oral tradition. That's why it can't be trusted. And the third one, he was saying that God changed his mind because of love. God is a loving God. That's why he changed his mind, not to punish the people. And all this one is tautology. It's just preaching. He didn't have any evidence whatsoever. He was reading commentary. You can't debate with a commentary which is someone's interpretations or someone's opinion on the Bible. It's not a proof of what is in the Bible. It's not evidence to defend or show that what is in the Bible is right or wrong. So to me, already, from the beginning of the debate, to me, a Sofo champion had already considered defeat because he said that he's not concerned about the historical part of the Bible, but the part that deals with salvation. So, and for someone to believe what you're saying about salvation, it has to be true. And how can you prove something is true without historical evidence or facts? And to me, I don't even think this Sofo champion understands the contradictions. When they say this, the Bible or the book has contradictions. So I don't think he understands that because he's just refusing. He's decided to refuse the fact that look, there's no contradictions in the Bible. As long as the Bible, I believe everything in it. That's what he's saying. So for another point I want to talk about is Sofo champion, proved how incomplete or archaic the Bible is because, he had to keep reading from a commentary, someone's opinion on what's written in the Bible, someone's opinion on the claims in the Bible. He was reading from that to answer the question that Avraham, had posed to him. Nothing, solid or concrete to disprove the contradictions that Avraham and Moshe was talking about or pointing to in the Bible. And for me, even the most important one is a numerical contradiction. How can you challenge a numerical contradiction when it comes to theological or something that is being said as an idea? You can challenge an idea because people have different ideas and an idea can be subject to different interpretations. You understand? So you can come and counter that with a theological argument. But numerical, 5 is 5, 2 is 2, 1 is 1. The argument is if the book is from God and God is perfect, why should a perfect God have a book that contradicts itself or a book that lies? Because contradiction is you lying. It's A, you're saying it's B. Or you say it's A and you're the same person that says it's B. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I also would talk, say, this is one of the weakest, debates or debaters, that Avraham has faced, and probably Avraham should even have given the debate to P Black. P Black would have done justice. I'm telling you, or even Yahuda. Yahuda would have crushed this Sofo champion, because he had no answers to the questions. It's like he lost his bearings in answering the question. here, there, here, there, here, there, wasn't, answering the question straight away, because, truth is truth. You cannot go round and round and round about the bush when, we are presenting truth. When something is true, it is simple. You just present it and everyone says that this is the truth. But if you're trying to falsify the truth, then, you have a lot of stories to cover, the truth. So for one thing too I see or saw in the debate was that when it comes to knowledge on religion and the Bible, Sofo champion's knowledge is inadequate compared to Avraham, because he got to a point he was even sweating. The hostess was saying, "Why are you sweating?" And he's saying that, the air condition is not working. And she said, "Look, you're not the only one here. We are all here. You're the only one sweating." Next thing is because I'm sitting under a light directly. But everyone was sitting in the light. It's because he was struggling, and he was getting emotionally charged and aroused because he didn't have the answers. Before the show, he was bragging and saying that he was going to, convert Avraham and, baptize him and all CSF members. But look, you haven't got a clue. He's going to follow you. You are reading commentary to debate Avraham ben Moshe. Oh, big boss, I beg. Try again. And CSF members thought that, look, this man just wants to trend. He wants, his name to, get out there as a pastor as well. That's why he took this debate, because he didn't have anything to say according to what I saw or my opinion, on the video. If I was looking for the truth or the answers to contradictions in the Bible, I didn't get the answers from Sofo champion. So I'm on for if you're bored the Rychuhss Messenger way, I can, give this analysis on Avraham ben Moshe and Sofo champion's debate, that was held yesterday.
This is not Jesus. This is just a European guy. Look. This is not Jesus. When are we gonna wake up, man? Wake up, people.